Hello everybody! Ghostblade 1062 here with another locomotive review. Today we will be reviewing a Athearn Genesis SD70ACe in the Union Pacific Rio Grande Heritage Scheme. Alright, taking a look at the box, we have it in this nice blue color with the golden Athearn Genesis logo on the top. On the bottom, we have a chemical warning as well as an age recommendation. And then on the left-hand side here, we have the Athearn Genesis logo, as well as a drawing of a picture of the locomotive itself. We have the product code, this one being ATHG 75740. It is a Union Pacific SD70ACe, road number 1989 in the Rio Grande Heritage Scheme. And we also have the product barcode. Now, lifting the lid off, we have advertisement for the Athearn newsletter, as well as a warranty card. And an exploded diagram with a parts list on the back. And removing this first layer of foam, we get access to the clamshell that our locomotive sits in. And already we can see some really nice crisp coloring. And then up in here, in this slot, we have some spare parts including brake line detailing, as well as spare wheel caps. Right, and now for the locomotive itself. There we go. The outer sleeve was sitting on there quite tightly. And popping open the clamshell, we do have this soft plastic on top to help protect the paint of the locomotive. Alright, and now to remove the foam that's used to stabilize the handrails. That's number one. And now for the other side. Here's number two. Right, and here we have our model. Now, starting at the front here, we have our snowplow with separately fitted brake line detail that has a nice silver tip. We have a plastic knuckle coupler. Then we have our ditch lights here and our handrail, separately fitted plastic handrails and grab irons. We have our sand filler hatch detail thing. And then on either side of the headlight we have our number boards. We also have separately fitted plastic windshield wipers on the windshields. Now moving on to the side here, we have nice and crisp UP and the road number, this being 1989. We have our separately applied window shade above our windows. And catching it at the right angle, we can see that there's some interior cab detail. We have our etched grills along the side here as well. And looking at the front truck, we have some nice brake detailing on the truck itself, as well as suspension detail and airline detail. We have our fuel gauge here on the tank. And moving further down, we are on the underside of the radiator, we got some nice etched grills. We have a nice straight plastic handrail along the edge. And looking at the rear truck, again, very nice brake detailing. Looking at the back of the locomotive, we again have our separately fitted brake line hoses. We have our plastic knuckle coupler. We have our separately fitted plastic handrails and separately fitted plastic grab irons that lead up to the roof of the locomotive. And now for the other side, we have a separately fitted brake wheel, and again the nice UP shield and Rio Grande logo. Just above the fuel tank here, we have our air reservoir tanks and a fuel gauge again. We have some nice brake line detailing as well. And now, looking at the top of the locomotive, we have our etched radiator fan grills here. We have our separately fitted 5-chime horn, our etched exhaust stack, and at the front here we have our PTC antenna array. And now, looking at the bottom of the locomotive, we don't really have much by ways of detailing, but using the NMRA standards gauge, we see that all 6 axles are in gauge. And now, putting it on a piece of track, we can see the front coupler is in gauge. while the rear is slightly low. And now to take the locomotive over to the track for a test run. Alright, now we have the locomotive on the track. We can, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but it is a DCC ready locomotive. So with it being on DCC track, it's already getting power. So right off the bat, we can see the track lights functioning, as well as our ditch lights and number board lights. We can also see that there's some gapping in the body there that's letting light bleed through from the number board lights. The locomotive does have a very nice crawl though. Alright everybody, this concludes our review of the Athearn Genesis SD70ACe in the Union Pacific Rio Grande Heritage Scheme. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or a comment, and subscribe for more model railroad content. Have a great day, everybody!